I'm Jim Czek. You're watching Kelowna Now. We're here with Tesla Talks, and I've got with me a co-host, Kayla Caruana.
Hi, everybody.
We've got some really cool news. We got to drive the Cybertruck. So
excited.
We got Carrie Misler with eFoil. They have one in town here, and they bought it out of California. So it's likely one of the few that are in Canada because it wasn't purchased in Canada. It was purchased in California. But it's been roaming around, drawing crowds.
Definitely one of the first in Kelowna. So apparently everywhere they go, they draw quite the crowds.
We're going to run the video of our adventure, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Hey, it's Jim Czek with Kelowna Now, and I'm here with Kayla Caruana, and we're doing our regular Tesla Talks thing. And we've got a really special guest here. I think it's Elon Cybertruck.
I don't know if it's obvious. But
It's already drawn a crowd. And the owner of this cool vehicle is Carrie, right? And you guys do an e-foil business here in town.
That's right.
And this thing obviously attracts a lot of people. And there's Chia, your partner.
That's right.
And we're going to take this thing for a drive.
Sounds
You're going to tell us a little bit about it? We're going to go up top of Knox and get some view and perspective with this monster.
Perfect.
Definitely the steering is different, eh?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like you can really feel that. I've heard a lot about it, but that steer by wire.
it's almost go-kart.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's honestly
you can definitely feel the rear wheels actually turning, right? It's kind of interesting.
Here we go.
I barely touched it.
I like the air suspension.
Oh yeah, you can up and down.
Yeah, the ability to just lower it for highway driving or raise it for in town or off-road is pretty cool. The majority of people that we find love the Cybertruck more than anything is little kids.
Oh, yeah.
Little kids just absolutely, they love the truck. We get pictures of them in the truck, or they always want to be around it. It's pretty cool.
I imagine that superchargers, when you charge, you get a lot of attention even for other Tesla drivers, right? So.
Everywhere you go, you get attention in this thing. It's crazy.
All I can say is wow.
Wow. I liked it too. I got a little bit of PTSD because I got motion sickness. Jim was driving.
She was in the back for the first part. She drove it at the second part when she just said, like, pull over now.
I think I might get sick in their nice car.
So it was better when you were driving it.
It was. Yeah, and I really like the steering wheel.
It's crazy good, eh?
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, just because I've never tried the yoke steering, and I'm just used to the standard steering wheel, and I really did like the feel of it. It feels exactly like you're driving a normal Tesla car. It's just bigger.
It was it's everything I expected it to be and more. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, that would when it's available in Canada at not the Foundation series.
Yeah,
it'll be the vehicle I'll drive every day.
Absolutely,
it'll be what I would say a daily driver. Tremendous power. It's one of the most. We're just frothing here. One of the most technically advanced vehicles.
I've heard
48 volt technology. Steer by wire means there's no steering column. It's just like a jet airliner. It's all digital. So at slow speeds, if you turn the wheel just a little bit, it actually, the back wheels turn too. So then you get really tight turning radiuses. You barely have to turn the wheel to turn sharp. Like, I think it's like a half turn for a full U-turn.
Yeah.
And then at higher speeds, it actually is less responsive because you don't want to be jerking around on the highway. So then it obviously adapts to that. So it's I guess adaptive steering as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word for it.
And it doesn't have, he hasn't had access to the full self-driving as of yet.
Yeah,
right?
that's coming, I think, like 1010 or something like that.
Yeah,
too, right?
So that'll be coming down the pipeline. It was easy to drive. I think that the technical piece aside, it is still a very easy vehicle to drive. It felt exactly like any other truck that you've driven, and even inside of it, it didn't feel, I guess I expected it to feel a bit more large, because from the outside it looks massive.
It's deceiving because we had 4 people sitting in the back comfortably.
Yeah.
4 people sitting across, and I've never done that in my pickup truck when I had
it was easy.
I sat in the back, 4 people across, 4 across, comfortable.
Full size humans.
Yeah. And of course, that it's not as claustrophobic too, because you got the glass roof and you can see everything. And the seats are kind of set apart, so you got a really big kind of like view through the I don't know what we call that, tunnel between the two front seats.
Between the two seats, yeah.
And the mirror is like super tiny because the mirror is pretty much useless if you put the top down because there's an electronic mirror on the screen.
That was one thing that I kept trying to adjust the mirror, and everyone's like, oh, you can't even see out of that mirror, so you have to look at the screen. That would take some getting used to, but I enjoyed it.
Lots of Teslas can be, for the first people when you're driving them, because of the torque that's there, they're really responsive, can make people nauseous for sure until you get used to it, right? And you learn to feather the gas a little bit, so because it's got regenerative braking, so you let it off, and it's just like
it's kind of like a golf cart, in a way.
A really
sophisticated, expensive golf cart.
But I like a lot is like we're just frothing here, but I really like the minimalist kind of interiors in all Teslas, right?
Me too.
They're almost like the same, right? So you got the one big screen, no
there was
buttons
no screen
and daddoos everywhere. Yeah, no front screen either.
No front screen, which is different.
Yeah, so the only vehicles that have a front screen would be the S and the X.
Yeah.
The Y, the 3, and the Cybertruck.
I'm not sure which I like better, actually.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better? Like,
and I drive with both all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of used to no screen.
Yeah.
Because I use full self-drive all the time. And then at night, I used to dim my dash because, you don't get that glare in your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now there's nothing to dim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So my daughter she drives an X. My daughter took my 3 out to pick up her partner out in Salmon Arm, and she took mine because it was in the driveway and it was first, because you don't need a key, right? You just take whatever's next.
Yep.
And she said it took her a while to get used to not having any dash, no lights and that, but she was in full self-drive. She loved it, and she said she really got used to having no
I like it.
Dash.
I mean, you definitely don't need it with the full self-driving. You don't need the dash, but
I mean, even when I do drive it, I don't really ever.
No, you're not looking at
the
all
speed's
that.
right there, like you kind of, but I don't know, like I barely ever use the gas pedal, so.
Yeah, fair enough. That's how he intended it. He doesn't want you to have to use.
So the big event's coming October 10, 10/10, where he's going to reveal the robotaxi, and we'll see what's going on, and then.
But it was really nice, so thank you so much
to Carrie.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And
he's going to have us out there when he's got this new e-foil coming out, so he's going to have us out there again. Maybe we'll drive the Cybertruck in the water because they're basically like they can, I think, go quite a ways in the water.
No way.
They can. They actually go.
Stay tuned to see if I get sick. That was
anything you didn't like about it?
The mirror, the rear view mirror was a little bit hard to kind of get used to in terms of the. I think I was already used to, once I got in the driver's seat, I was used to kind of like the torque or just like the power of the vehicle. So that was all fine. Although one of their cons was having to wipe it down all of the time, so because it essentially is stainless steel. And so
like a fridge, when you get your kids there and they're just
magnets
like
on it. Yeah.
So they wrapped it so that to kind of alleviate some of that.
And I guess
problem.
another complaint that they had was it's sharp, like because all of the edges are really, really sharp
on the Foundation series. I think they're working on rounding those off a little bit. The front trunk is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like you were sitting in there.
So in that last scene, I was sitting in the front, and it's actually designed to be a seat. So really, that thing is ideal for
cushions
travel.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could park somewhere and eat your lunch or whatever, and work on your laptop or whatever. Yeah, lots of room in the front too, like because there's no drivetrain hump or anything, so there's tons of room on the floor in the front. Like you put your purse down there, right beside you, right there in the front.
Just in case I had to puke in my purse.
There you go. So it was handy, right? Air sickness bag right there.
Yeah. No, and also I like the not that you asked me what I liked, you asked me what I didn't like, but one of the things I did like was the charging pad is a bit closer to you. Yeah. It's on the right next to you on the right-hand side. I do like that. It takes up a little bit less space than ours does, which is at further back.
So power in it was, excuse me, choked on myself. Okay. The power in it was crazy good though, like crazy responsive. And I would say like the room in the interior, it feels super roomy. And I had a 1-ton diesel, right? And it's a big truck, right?
So in comparison to that, did you feel like this was the same size? Or?
Well, I think the 1-ton felt bigger because I had it lifted and had big tires on it and all that stuff. Okay. So this one has a suspension that you can lift and drop down automatically. Like you can set it to drop down when you park. So it can raise itself up when you're driving. I think as it picks up speed, it kind of comes down. But when you're off-road, you can lift it, right?
I think that he did that for us, right? To just show us. Yes, okay. Yeah.
So I've seen some of them like tricked out. There's actually, I think a lot of police departments want them now. I've watched on YouTube that there's a few police departments and they look pretty rad when they.
Yeah, they have a couple of test sites for that, right? A couple of test cities.
Rig them all out with lights. They look pretty aggressive.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's bulletproof. We didn't test that. So
I've seen it tested though, but I'm assuming it's all good.
Yeah.
I want to share one more story. My daughter took her ex into Calgary there. She was there and she just took it in for a little bit of work. And she used to drive, I won't say the other brand, when she took her new vehicle in a different, like a legacy brand.
Yep.
She felt like stupid, and you know what I mean? Like, because she didn't get treated, you know what I mean? Like she felt,
I see, yeah.
She felt like, like intimidated in that when she went in.
Oh,
okay. And, they're telling her it's nothing wrong. She said the experience at Tesla was completely different for her. She feels confident now she can go in there because they treated her really well, and then and she said it was the tech came out and talked to her and they said, oh yeah, this that, and they went for a drive and she showed her. Yeah, and she said just like unbelievable experience. So
the customer service in my experience too has always been really, really good. I haven't had to use it very much, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that can go wrong. So
yeah, nothing's really going wrong. So
there's no service appointments required either. There's no like, hey, bring it in to do whatever. So it's like
which we like. So are you more excited now for your truck once it comes available?
Oh, I would definitely. I'm gonna I was tossing it around whether I should get that or buy that Model 3 Performance, which I really like too, right?
Yeah.
But
this
I
might
think
be more versatile.
I think so. Like even having a truck in the family makes sense, right? So we do have a Toyota Tacoma so that we can use.
Okay,
but, I've driven trucks most of my life.
Yeah.
Right, and I've had a 1-ton dually diesel, and then a 1-ton AT4 beautiful truck, lifted, beautiful truck.
But now you're thinking this might be the solution. I like it too.
And it wasn't, this thing drove like a car. You didn't feel like it was growly, whereas my truck, definitely with the big tires on it, you could definitely tell that you were
Yeah, and I kind of expected it to feel, I don't know, I don't think the word is just like a bit more elevated. Like it feels more like, almost like pretentious, but when you get in the vehicle, it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
And
it's very minimalist, right?
It's so minimalist. Right? It drives really nicely. It just looks different than any truck you're ever going to see.
So I find that with lots of people, they say, well, Teslas are so plain inside. And I would say that's the beauty of it. Like everything, all your functions are in that one screen. And once you get used to it, like there's no buttons and doodads and all that other stuff that you have to figure out
and it updates how to do itself.
Things. Yeah, you get
which is lovely.
A gift all the time, right?
Yeah. Every time I open up my Tesla app and I get a new update, I read through like all of the specs. It's like driving a new...
Yeah, you're getting a whole bunch of things.
Car. You're like, oh, I can't wait to try that out. Yeah. And you don't have to go to the dealership. It just does it automatically, which is, I find a perk. But
yeah, no, it's like, and I think usually at Christmas time they give you a bunch of gifts, right?
Yeah, they do.
Like Merry Christmas.
They're like, here, have a sleigh instead of your car. Yeah, no. Then what about you? Do you find anything that you didn't like
in that truck?
Yeah.
I didn't like that I don't have it. How's that?
That's a really good answer. I didn't like that I don't have mine yet.
Yeah, no, let's see there's got to be something I didn't like.
Everyone was taking pictures. That could
it draws a crowd for sure, right?
Yeah, even before we left.
It's the ultimate midlife crisis vehicle.
It definitely is, because people were approaching left, right. Someone asked me, they're like, can I take a photo? And I instinctively, I was like, sure. And then I was like, wait, this is not my car. I have no idea. But people are coming up to the vehicle when we were shooting the intro and they wanted to like either check it out or take a picture.
Right.
Some of them unsolicited, like, so I can see after a while. But you're asking, like, it's a new vehicle, so it's not like everyone's
My buddy just bought himself a Porsche, one of the fancy ones. I don't know what it is. Like super fancy convertible. Really nice. Yeah. And he's got like a couple kids, 3 of them. And I'm just like, how did you get that past your wife? Like,
good question. How'd you get that in the driveway? Good question.
And she's driving an old Expedition.
That's funny.
I'm not saying your name, so don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. Yeah. And they were so lovely, like the owners. And like, I can't thank them enough because they were just so lovely. Such good people.
I mean, you can't be an introvert if you drive that truck.
No.
Because you're going to get, people are going to come up to you where you are.
You have
and they're
going
to want to talk about it and look at it and and do different things. It's definitely a conversation starter, right?
People want to get in it.
People want
Yeah.
people like us.
People like us. Yeah.
People want to drive it. Really big thanks to Carrie and Chia because they as soon as we reached out to them, they're just like, absolutely.
They were so nice.
And
such good people.
We've done a few stories on e-foil too. They're in town. They do those electric e-foils. He spends about half his time here and half his time in California.
Where he got
running that business, right? So that
was one thing they said. The delivery time, like they had ordered it, but then when it was time to pick it up, they had to get down there fast.
Tesla's
quickly.
like that. You either come get it or the next person in line gets it, right?
So
like I even with the vehicles that I've ordered, they're just like, so you have this date for your pickup. You have like 3 or 4 options, and if you don't want to take one of those options, you get pushed to the back of the line.
Yep. Yeah, they're quick with it. Well, they want to get them out.
Yeah, they don't really have storage facilities. They just have delivery facilities.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's interesting to see what happens here in Canada. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're working on that dealership here out at the airport, so it'd be interesting to see.
I haven't seen it. Has it progressed? Maybe we should go there.
We should.
On location.
They say it's supposed to be done by the end of the year.
Okay.
It's supposed to be one of their flagships too, so there you go.
Can't wait.
Maybe we'll get my Cybertruck delivered there.
Oh, I would love that. And then I won't get sick. I'll be prepared.
All right. That's enough of Tesla Talks for today. We thank you for watching Kelowna.
Thanks.